Today we're checking out the Kyosho Madvan. This is an absolutely crazy new van that I just picked up, and I'm really psyched about it. In fact, well, I've already gone outside and played with it, but we're going to start off this video and cover a couple of topics today. First, we're going to get it unboxed. Second, I'll take you for a tour of the specs and features of this rig. Third, we'll take it out to the skate park, see how it does, bash it in my backyard, and then of course, attach a speedometer to find out exactly how fast it goes. And then finally, when we get back, we're gonna go ahead and see, did this thing hold up? And if so, would I buy it again? So if this kind of thing is interesting to you, be sure to stick with me, hit the subscribe button if you enjoy it, and let's get into this mad van. So the Kyosho Madvan has been something that I've wanted to get for a while, and in fact, I ordered this back in March of 2021. It was on sale with Tower Hobbies, and it was a pre-order or back order that I had to wait for. Well, fast forward, it's now September, and this thing is finally here, and I'm so psyched. It's been pretty cool and something that I just had to mess with before we get going. But a few things to talk about with this rig. So the Kyosho Madvan, it's a 1/10 scale monster truck. So it's 1/10 scale, you've got some good sized tires on it, and it's gonna be a pretty neat setup using Kyosho's MK2 chassis. So if you take a look at this chassis, it's pretty cool. It's a blade design. So motors out back, you've got a slipper clutch mechanism here, a plastic drive shaft that runs through the center. Kind of wish that was metal, especially considering the drive shafts on this. Those are metal, so having that center shaft plastic, not quite ideal. But past that, four-wheel independent suspension. And one thing that is also interesting, you'll notice there's no sway bars. So on the underside, there are provisions to be able to add sway bars on this rig, but that's just something that you would have to do in the aftermarket. Now, body-wise, the body is, well, let's face it, probably the reason you went ahead and purchased this anyways. So this body, Lexan setup, no real frills underneath, but personally, I really love the way this looks. The old school van look is pretty cool, and included along with the instructions is this a little more retro look. I think both are retro, but you can change out your stickers. I'm gonna wait to install these until I scratch this van up enough that I feel that it's necessary. Now, the other thing with that is it does come with a spoiler. I don't expect I'll use this, but the spoiler itself, if we look through there, you'll see it's got these little dimples. Those dimples, along with the dimples here, you cut those out, and then you can cut out this, and it'll basically make a wing to go onto the back. This is gonna be the 2.4 gigahertz controller, of course, from Kyosho. This is called their Synchro KT231P+. We've got lots of different adjustments here, from throttle trim to steering trim, your dual rates, all of that good stuff. It's got some neat lights to it, and in fact, when we turn it on with the switch out back, it's gonna have a low power flash, which is nice to see. We've got some additional controls on it, and one of the things I really like, the angle of the steering is just slightly tilted. You can see that there. It's off to the side, so it's going to make holding and playing with the controller quite a bit easier. Now, moving on underneath this body, this will use a 550 size motor. You've got the ESC there. You've got a side-mounted steering servo, which runs the steering horn going forward. You'll see this a little later on. I wish that was just a little more powerful. But the rest of the rig is pretty well set up. All plastic, oil-filled shocks. In fact, it drops really nice. So personally, I think the setup is really cool here. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and bash it a bit in my backyard, take it to the skate park, and see how we make out. All right, so we've got it all set up, ready to go, and you can see the steering is a little bit slow, but otherwise, I think it should be pretty good. My yard is got some long grass at the moment, so we'll really see how this does. Yeah. Look at this thing go. It's pretty quick. Yeah. All right, so it's coming around, having some fun. Woo! Oh, first flip over. Look at the size of the ballooning. Wow. So we got the wood board set up. So this is a pretty simple jump that I got set up. You can see it kind of goes down to lower elevation. But let's see how it does going off of this thing. Woohoo! Whew. Not quite. Once it goes over, it didn't quite land flat, but not bad. Come back through. It flies real well though. All right, it seems to be slowing down. I bet this battery must be coming close to an end. It's an absolute blast. All right, and let's see if it can do a backflip all on its own. I bet we'll get it this time. There we go. All right, off to the races. So there's no sway bar on it, and you can definitely see it push a little, but it handles pretty well, all things considered, and looks pretty killer too. So we've got a little bit bigger jump here. So what I want to see, not quite enough power. So going up to this, I want to see if there's going to be enough wheel speed to get a backflip. Definitely not. Whew. It jumps really well though. So one of the things I like is it definitely seems to want to get back on its wheels most of the time that you mess up. All right, let's see how big we can go. Oh, right down onto the front, but luckily it's back going. Probably don't want to do that too much. All right, we've had our first letdown here, so that's not going to be too bad. But right there, our little steering link has come off of the bell crank, so hopefully that back in there and see if I can press that back in by hand. Boom, we're good. Ready to go again. I think the last trick for the day is gonna be highly risky, but let's give it a shot. Didn't get it the second time. Should have just stuck with winning once. This thing just crushes it. And that'll do it. So to get our speed run done, I've got a fresh SMC 5200 mAh 2S battery. Now this battery is a 75C discharge, so it should be plenty powerful. And then we go ahead and we've got this little Sky RC to be able to take a look. So let's go and change this to peak speed and set it to record and get this attached for the first time. Where should it go? I guess right there in the center. So we'll squeeze that down. Turn our RC on, fresh battery. Time to find out just how fast it goes. Now it's not exactly going to be that dramatic, but we are on the nice flat area near my house. Perfect for speed testing. Got it coming through flat out, but we'll keep going just in case. Having run almost 100 miles an hour here, this guy does not look that fast. So let's go ahead, pop the cover off, see what we got for top speed. Well, you know, not horrible, 23 miles per hour. Well, as you could tell, this thing is just a absolute blast. I love the looks of this, you know, old school van. To be honest, that's really what drew me to this to begin with. But it ended up being a really fun rig for all sorts of different terrain. Now, in my smaller backyard, I found that this was just about the perfect speed to be able to have a ton of fun with without it getting out of control. You know, I put that in comparison to a similarly sized rival MT10. This is a 3S brushless monster truck. It is way faster than, of course, the Madvan is. But with that comes a lot more breakage and a little less control, especially in a small backyard. Now, the other place where I think this thing was really fun was certainly in the department of skate park. So taking it down to the skate park, it was a lot of fun. The body held up pretty well. You can see there's some scuffing, and I must have hit something hard enough to crease the Lexan there, but really no big deal. Lots of fun, no breakages, which is truly pretty rare with RC cars. And I think some of that has to do with the plastic blade style chassis. The arms are pretty flexible on this. And then of course, because it's just not that fast, it's not gonna get in as much trouble as something a lot faster. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed playing around with this Kyosho Madvan. I'm really glad that I purchased it. And now I have this in my arsenal for when I'm wanting to have some fun without going too crazy, or when maybe a friend's coming over that doesn't have as much experience with a RC. This is the perfect choice. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. While you're at it, be sure to hit that thumbs up. It lets me know that you enjoyed the video, and definitely feel free to browse the channel because I got a lot more great stuff to check out there as well. Happy RCing, guys.